Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. In this video I'll be unbagging some Land Raider reinforced armour. I'll need a Land Raider to show you what it looks like built and on a tank, but this is the bag that it comes in. I think this little set here costs £22, which I think Land Raider's like 45, so yeah, it's about half the price of a Land Raider, so it's quite expensive for a few parts. And normally in game-wise, normally if you say a Land Raider's got reinforced armour, you don't necessarily have to display that on the model. Super, why have you put it then if you don't need to display it on the model? Well, I think it makes a Land Raider look chunky and more resilient. And no, I'm not going to put this on every single one of my Land Raiders because that would be about £200 worth of resin armour, basically. Oh, this one was checked by someone, by LW, whoever that is. So yeah, even these bits are being checked by people. This is printed on nicer paper though. There we go. So Land Raider armour kits. Obviously the doors don't come with it, and you know the side doors and the front door, and they don't come with it. So I just thought I'd let you know about that. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I just think it makes the tank look bigger and thicker and you know, more resilient. You've got reinforced armour and space armour. I don't think that they do the spaced armour anymore. So this is the reinforced armour, and the whole point of making this model with reinforced armour is different companies have sort of different vehicles, and I wanted to have the vehicles be sort of unique to that company. So as you can see, they're the door panel armour. There is a bit of a wonk going on, so I'll just have to heat that up and straighten it out. What I'll do is I'll wash all of these parts and then prepare them, cut all the flash and mould lines and things off. Then what I'll do is I'll probably heat this with a hairdryer and then gently push it onto the Land Raider so that it gets a good fit, and it'll be straight as well. So that's the side door armour. This one's not as bad, but there you go, that's the other. You get these sort of flanking plates, rear flanking plates. Good, there's a left and right, so that's quite straightforward. And quite nice fair bit of detail on there. They've got the crux terminators, I think that is, so definitely be great to put some terminators in there with them. And then you get these front parts too. So this looks like I've got one left, one right. Oh, thank God for that. And I've got the Imperial Eagle there as well on them, and they go over the front tracks slightly too. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. I really like this set. I think £22 for 6 pieces is quite expensive, but you are getting 6 pieces at the end of the day, and it will, change the look of your Land Raider. And that's what it will look like when it's finished. There's all the side panels. You can equip it with a different, door and different side doors if you wanted, and that would be great if you had a Legion army of like 2,000 points or something. You had a couple of Land Raiders or one Land Raider, or even just a 40k army of 1,000 points or 2,000 points, and you only wanted a 2,000 point army of a specific chapter. You can put the chapter specific doors on there. So there you go, and that's my little unbagging part of the video. The next part you'll see it on the Land Raider. So join me for part 2. And welcome to part 2. So as you can see, for the reinforced armour you will need to buy a separate Land Raider. That's probably a good thing, and I'm a big fan of buying sort of extras and upgrades for vehicles and buying the model separately. I like that choice that it gives you. So yeah, you will need a Land Raider. Here's one I sort of made earlier. I put the plates on. A little bit wonky there, which is fine. I'm willing to live with that. I can always heat it up and move it closer. Make it more flush. The back I'm quite happy with. It sort of works anyway. So I've got the twin las cannon on. I've made this one a little bit special. I'll put a hunter killer missile on just for aesthetics. Same heavy bolters, and then the other side panel, the left side, a little bit closer together this side though. I did have to heat almost all the parts, and I must say now, before anyone spots it, there's a big hole there. Quite a few people will probably take a picture of that, email it to Forge World and get them to post them out another set, which I'm sure Forge World would do. For me, I just can't really be bothered with the fuss, so I'm just going to put some green stuff and then smooth it out. There's a few bits still left to do, getting the panels a bit straighter, which is, which I can do by heating it and then moving it, but believe it or not, especially with a hairdryer. So there you go, that's what it looks like on the Land Raider. So you get the 6 parts, 1, 2, 3, and then the exact same on the other side. So if you were to buy a normal Land Raider at 45, this Land Raider now is already costing £67. So if you want a Land Raider to look sort of this awesome, it's 67. And then if you wanted to buy the doors, which I think are about £15 or so, you get one of those new doors and the 2 side doors for your specific chapter. I haven't done that, but if you wanted to do that, that's another wad of cash, I suppose. So on the website, on the Forge World's website, they're actually called Reinforced Armour. In the rules and things, it's named Extra Armour. It's not in the Space Marine Codex. You can buy it in the Space Marine Codex, but it doesn't tell you what it is. It tells you what it is in the 40k rulebook, which is becoming a more and more commonplace, having things listed in codexes, but not actually having the rules, until the rulebook, which is sort of forcing everybody to get the rulebook or to have a copy of the rules. And my take on that is it shouldn't be that way. I think if you've got an upgrade that you can take and that that you can actually buy as well, I think it should be in that codex. That's just my opinion though. Extra Armour, what it does in the game is they count crew stunned as crew shaken. Now crew stunned is on the vehicle damage table after a vehicle's lost a hull point. Crew stunned is a 4. So pretty much if you get a 4, so a 50-50 chance you get a 4, that would mean that it can only fire snapshots. So to count a 4 as a 1 to 4 is pretty decent. It means you only really have to worry about 5, 6 or 7 plus. Yeah, the ability to keep firing even on a result that would normally make it only fire snapshots is still pretty decent, although obviously all of the weapons are twin linked anyway. So even on a Land Raider with all the weapons being twin linked, that's still quite useful. I didn't get it for the in-game rules. I got it because it just looks really cool, makes a normal Land Raider look very beefy, and I think I said it was for my 2nd company, but it's not. It's actually, I think, for my 4th company, the main battle company, for the chapter. So that's one of the reasons I got it. It will be the only tank in the army with reinforced armour. So here's another Land Raider that I prepared earlier. If I could tell you how many Land Raiders I built today, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, that's the standard one on the right, and the reinforced one on the left. It definitely gives it more bulk. I do like the armor plates. I really prefer the armor plates on the Achilles pattern Land Raider, but I just thought I'd show you that and show you a comparison next to sort of like a vanilla Land Raider. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.